Hello my friends, and welcome to my commentary on lions defeating tigers in battle. I am Lionheart89 and I'm going to be commentating on some of the fight footage here. Now it will come up in a moment, the first fight, and this is jungle gym battle, I believe, between a lion and tiger. Now Counter-Strike is just confirming that the tiger is male and that there is no denying it. Counter-Strike has done an incredible job on these videos and I do commend them for it. I would say that Counter-Strike is in fact the biggest contributor to this debate, and I would say he always will be. So I think we should all take our hats off and thank him for that, and thank him for all of the hard work he's done, because without him I don't think we would have the kind of evidence that we have in this debate. So I think we should just give Counter-Strike a pat on the back for that, because he deserves it. But yeah, but in a fight with a lion and tiger, you can see, look, the lion is the dominant one. Like, he usually gets the tiger down to the ground. It's usually the lion that is on top of the tiger, and he's usually manhandling the tiger this way. This is how it usually goes in a fight with a lion and tiger when they're fighting like this. Like, the lion is usually the one on top of the tiger, pinning the tiger down for the most part, and then once the tiger's took so much of a beating, he'll just run away. He'll just be psychologically crippled to the point where he'll just want to run away, want to back down, get to safety and survive. Because tiger, there you go, tiger's solitary instincts to avoid injury have kicked in, and he's ran away to prevent fatal injury or prevent being killed in the battle. It's just instinctive of a tiger to do that when he is faced with adversity, or with the adversity of facing a male lion in a battle. So this is just what happens. Usually tigers, they're solitary by nature. You've got to remember that tigers are solitary cats, and they can't afford to get into an adverse battle with a lion. They can't afford to get into an adverse fight with a lion. They're just too vulnerable. They're way too anatomically vulnerable to risk getting into a direct fight with a lion. And they will always have the disadvantage because they have two exploitable areas. A lion only has one. Yeah, a tiger can land a hind leg counterattack in the abdominal area and inflict fatal injury upon a lion, disembowel and kill it. But tiger has two anatomic exploitable areas, and that is the trachea and the abdomen. He has two areas that can be exploited, so he's generally the more vulnerable cat in the fight. And this is a kind of ignorance that tiger fans have. They don't seem to realize that it doesn't really matter in the sense how big a tiger is than a lion. Like, a tiger could be 100 pounds heavier than a lion and it wouldn't matter, because the tiger is still anatomically vulnerable in the neck. And you really think a 100-pound weight difference is really going to make a difference? You know, because, like, it's not. Because lions, they pull down buffalo, they're like 1,300 and 400 pounds. You really think they're going to have issue taking a tiger down? They take down animals that almost weigh 3 times the weight as tiger. They wouldn't have a problem taking a tiger down at all. And it's safe to say that, given in combination with lion's bite force and his predatory knowledge, I'd say it's safe to say that tiger is in a very vulnerable position there. He's in a very exploitable position where he can be killed. So, look at the lion is, for the most part, even in this fight, he is on top of the tiger for the most part. You know, and only occasionally is the tiger on top. But the lion is usually the dominant one and is usually the one on top for the most part. And that just proves fact about what I said about lion's anterior section, about his forequarters being better developed than a tiger. It's all visually evident here. So you can't deny the evidence. You know, it's right there. So But these are all male tigers that Counter-Strike has proven to be male. So no tiger fan can deny video evidence. Video evidence is the strongest evidence that you can have over these delusional kind of, comparisons of pictures of lion to tiger with one another. What does that mean? What does it mean? It don't mean crap, guys. It doesn't mean anything. I know lion and tiger fans waste so much time doing that, but you're wasting your time, guys. The video footage is what really tells a story here, because that determines who's going to win a fight between them, not some stupid comparison of someone being a tiny bit bigger than the other or having bigger arms than the other or whatever. What you see these animals doing in a fight, the general outcome, what happens in the fight. This is what's important, not some stupid delusional photos of both cats where they're both, this determines that, determines what. It doesn't determine anything. So it's the video evidence that determines who's going to win out of these cats. And look at Tiger submitting again. So, the video evidence is the strongest possible evidence that can be given in a debate. It's better than documentation. It's more reliable than documentation because it's undeniable and it can't be falsified like documentation can be. So, and pictures really don't mean anything. They don't mean crap. A tiger could be 100 pounds heavier than a lion, 100, 200, 300 pounds heavier. It wouldn't make a difference. The tiger's trachea is still accessible to the lion and he can still kill it. So it doesn't matter if the tiger is heavier or if he's a bigger weight or he's a heavier weight. It doesn't matter. Tiger fans are just being delusional. So, but it's obvious that Tiger has solitary instincts as a cat because he is a solitary cat and he has to adapt to natural selection in a different way to a lion. He has to be more vigilant and strategic in his decision making because he doesn't have the luxury of dependency. He has to hunt alone, so he can't risk getting into a direct fight with a lion, getting into a direct struggle and adverse struggle with a lion in case he gets fatally injured, because if he gets injured it's definitely going to be fatal for him in the wild because he can't hunt then. So in reality, he has to ambush a lion. The only chance is to ambush a lion, because and there is an interval by which a tiger can ambush a lion without any consequence. He can attempt to kill a lion, but if it fails, he can just flee. But it'd be very foolish for him to stick around if the lion were to become the aggressor and he were to, it'd be very foolish for Tiger to stick around in that case scenario because now he's the one vulnerable to being exploited, not the lion. The lion has become the aggressor now. So now he's going for Tiger's trachea and he's going for his abdomen. He's going for the vulnerable areas to kill him. And lion has the predatory knowledge. That's what these two have in common, is they both have predatory knowledge of exploiting the vital areas. But a lion has his own predatory knowledge that can prove fatal to a tiger. So despite the delusional mindset that tiger fans have of a tiger fighting a lion, the inevitable reality is the tiger is going to run away. Even if it gets into a little bit of a scrap with the lion, it's eventually just going to run away as a survival instinct, because it's aware that it's the more anatomically vulnerable cat. Tiger knows he's the more anatomically vulnerable cat in the situation. He knows he is. And he has to flee and get to safety. And that's the only way he's gonna increase the possibility of him surviving is by fleeing. And it's the only way he can prevent injury too. So a tiger is not, contrary to what people think, a tiger is not always going to want to get into a fight with a lion. He is not always going to want to get into a fight with a lion. He is going to want to avoid it, and probably in a lot of cases. Because, like I said, tiger has to reason vigilantly and strategically in order to preserve his hunting capability. Because if he can't hunt, he can't survive. It's that simple. So he has to make strategic decisions in some cases to avoid a lion in the wild. That's what he would have had to do historically. in order to survive. Tiger fans clearly don't know this. Tiger fans clearly don't get it. They clearly don't get that tiger is primarily an ambush predator and that he isn't designed for a direct fight with something. This is one of the reasons why tigers tend to run away a lot when they directly come into confrontation with other animals.